What's up, friends? This is Jazz bringing you, yes, another Sims Let's Talk. Number 8. I apologize, it was a long time, but while I'm at it, I'm introducing you to Umbre. I'll go into a little bit of this. I'm basically trying to do a My Life challenge, so I'm starting with, my parents, But this is mostly a Let's Talk, so I'll go on to the story, but at the same time tell you what's been going on in general. It was a long time since I did one. I was so busy over the last 4 or so weeks, so this is a missing one. It should be 9, but instead it's 8, or it could be more than that. But I'm going to try to get back on track. Once I edit their relationship, their spouse, they're married. So, what has gone on? Well, I have been going through a lot. We have lost the internet. But hopefully by the time you see this, Let's Talk, we should have it back, at least temporarily. Now, I'm not going into too much detail. We'll just say we didn't have the money for the internet. There was a lot of other things we had to focus on. But I have been doing okay. I've been going to my aunt's, she's a chosen aunt, which means not aunt by blood. But she's as much of an aunt as my biological aunt is to me. But anyway, we went to her brother and his wife. So, they've been really great to us. They've been letting me come when I wanted to, when Kathy would be able to, get there. They said the door was open pretty much. I spent 5 hours there once when she was at a party, I think, there. Now, think about this, guys. I'm the type that am very comfortable in my own house. I often don't like to go out. And for me to go out there willingly, even if it's for the internet, is something. So I guess it kind of shows that sometimes, for me, not having the internet can be good too, because I'm more willing to go out for the internet, which means getting out of the house. But at the same time, it's the funny thing with me is habits. The saying, old habits die hard. That's the thing with me. I'm gonna have to eventually learn to balance the fact with the internet. I get so addicted to watching YouTube videos, which who doesn't? Or that's my comfort zone. So I have to kind of get used to balancing it, doing other things, and trying to do without internet sometimes. Now I have been born. Jazz. As in, I am speeding things up a little bit. But I'm trying to think though, for example, I've actually had a movie night with Kathy. We watched it, and I really enjoyed it. So we'll be continuing to watch, movies. So it's something that we could do once a week, maybe twice a week for this instance. So and I'm spending a little more time with her. Maybe we could think of maybe not always a movie, but to watch or to play a game or something, a board game. Yeah, I'm gonna have to age myself up because of this stupid, what is it? Leg, not the leg, the glitching out. And there, gonna have to edit myself a little bit. Oh my god, that is creepy. Wow, I'm a tall baby. Wish I stayed that tall. Gosh, I'm as they call it, I'm vertically challenged. Extremely short. Actually, the last 2 Tuesdays, I have been having trouble getting to work. I don't know if it was all the anxiety not having internet. I know that I've been able to go out places to get it, and like, that's the thing, I've been going out a lot, too. So, it isn't just internet with, oh, I look good. I decided, though, not to put glasses on me. You know, not at this age. Once she hits, the childhood, then yes. I mean, I had glasses when I was like, 4, really, but I'm not doing it, because I'd say she's 2 to 4. But I'm going to consider her small, not like 4. So I'm going to wait till she hits childhood, or I hit childhood. Now, am I going to make this completely like just me and my parents? You never know. I'm deciding. I might, like, this is the fun thing about The Sims. You can make it what you want, right? It doesn't have to be, it could be just like your real life, or you could add to your life. You know, that's kind of my plan here, is maybe just to make it a little bit different. I look adorable, honestly. And see, actually, I made them as close to my parents' looks as I could. I mean, in Sims 3, it's pretty good, but you can only get so much. I think out of both my parents, I did the best job on my mother. Represented what she looked like. Yes, there are differences. Her hair, for one. But there wasn't many curly hair choices. And Mom, like, I had pretty curly hair. She at least made it look curly, so it never really was, to me, I never really saw it straight. So, I mean, I did see a picture of her when she was younger, apparently, and she had straighter hair than she did. But I never actually, all my life, though, it was after she died that I saw that picture of her. So all my life up until she died, I didn't see her with straight hair. Yeah, she's getting sick because I gave birth earlier. So she never actually got, she'd still be the throes of pregnancy, in a way. So I think, am I going to continue this, the whole giving birth quickly? Not necessarily, but this is my story. I wanted to have me in the picture as soon as possible. Everything else can, like, you know, go. Like, a year or two passed. I mean, maybe I could have create a sim version of me, I suppose. But you know what? This is more natural. You know, her giving birth, them actually having a daughter, which I made them have this time around. So, have I been doing, I was going to say, what have I been doing for my channel? I said, I can use this as a mini life update, you know, as you saw, I actually, future thing! But as you saw, I did a background, and I'm pretty pleased with it. I do gotta thank Kathy quite a bit, though, because she helped me set the shelf up and the picture frame up. And she helped me hang some of my other posters up as well. I mean, I did add some, I did start it, but then I realized, like, add the shelf and everything, things needed to be moved, so she helped me remove some of them after a while. I did hang up, like, a good deal of them. She did hang up the Walking Dead poster, rehang it up, because it was too high for me to do. But I did do a good deal of them, right? So, and actually, I'm learning how to use a hammer. Not to actually hammer in boards or anything, but at least attack in, like those little tacks. Right? I don't think I'd ever be good with nails, like actual hard nails, but I'm learning how to use it basically for things like posters and that, so, I mean, I know I can just screw them in, but it's a lot easier with a hammer. The only downside is that, like, I'm not good with my balance, so if I'm standing on the bed or something, and I have to hold in the little tack, that's the only downside, is to hold the tack, keep my balance, then hammer it. And no, I haven't hit my thumb or fingers yet. I say, am I going to add more to this wall? It's quite full, but I might hang up a few more things, like here and there. But it's basically, what you've seen is basically the main setup. And no, you're not just going to see a plain shelf. The shelf does, as I said, has its purpose. It's going to be decorated as I do videos. You know, it's one of those things, like, with the posters and the pictures, they're permanent, for as of now. The shelf can be decorated as I decide each time I do a video. So it's one of those things that could be, what did it call it? Rotate it a little bit. So, rare am I going to have things just sitting on the shelf all the time when I'm not doing a video. The thing is, you're going to laugh at me for saying this, but I really like the way it looks, but half the time, like when I sleep, I rotate between having my arm, like laying on my stomach and having my arm under the pillow on, my right side. It is my right side with my arm, so I would consider it my right side, the outside, of the bed, to rolling over and hugging my blanket and laying on the left side because I have a third pillow there. So when I'm in that side, the left side, it's right underneath that shelf. Like my head, like my temple, is right underneath part of the shelf. So sometimes, like last night, I worried, well, what happens if it wasn't sturdy enough, right? What if it fell and I was laying there in that position and it hit me on the temple? It's a pretty heavy shelf. So I am very careful, especially after that thought, to not add anything especially heavy if I'm going to be sleeping under there. Like, I know it's a little paranoid, but things can, the chances of it happening are, wow, Peter. That was quick. Didn't you just have a daughter? Well, if you want to have a child, we could do that eventually. But what I was saying, oh yeah, like I said, I know it's a bit paranoid of me, a way to think, but accidents can happen every day. And if I'm laying on the first position, like my right, I'm not so paranoid about it. But I can toss and turn. But so far last night nothing happened, but that was only a night of it being up, right? And Kathy is pretty precise with things, though. So she's so precise that when we were doing that the cards, like the picture frame with the cards in it, we literally had to put a little piece of tape on every card, because when she was trying to sit them in and sit the paper in, particularly the Yu-Gi-Oh! When the Change of Heart one would turn up the other way and wouldn't sit still, and I said, and then she would get it like kind of sideways, just a little sideways. I'm like, Kathy, leave good enough alone. Don't get. She said, no. No, I'm getting this right. I'm too stubborn. This got me too upset. It's funny. It's good too that she's so precise. But I'm like, I guess you guys would say, but Jazz, what if she took your advice with the shelf and left good enough alone, and it fell on you like you said? Then okay, I suppose I could think that way, that it was good that she's trying to do things correctly. Right? But I mean, okay, the thing is that the pictures, I'm not so concerned about falling on me. It's way over there. Right? And it was just getting the cards correctly. Right? I would have accepted, good enough, right? As long as it was completely on its side. Right? But although I suppose I was half worried about the tape, because, especially on the Max Potion card, but she put it on the back of it, so it's not as bad. It came off. So I wanted to avoid adding things to it, whether it was tape or a tack. That's why I wanted them in the picture frame. So it's kind of there, but not ruined, right? Plus, it looks cooler that way in the picture frame, the 4 cards there. I really, it took me the one, out of all the cards, I don't regret any of them, but out of all the cards, I'd say the one that means the least to me is probably the Magic of the Gathering one. But, because every one of these other cards has significance, like, the Max Potion could be a rare card, and I got it at an event where I went out to do. The Change of Heart, well, it's from my childhood. I remember, my Valentine playing that card, and I consider it kind of an old card, a rare card. And, of course, the Raikou Pikachu. My God, I know it's a fake card. Oh, you're holding... Well, it's sentimental, not rarity. I know they're pieces of crap, fake ones. But out of all the fake cards, that was the stupidest one, which made a really good joke. It's kind of a memory, in a way, more than anything. But a right Pikachu. Oh my god. That's hilarious. I mean, if they were trying to replicate real cards, do you think they thought that would fly? I mean, really? Or was that really a joke? Or misprint? Like, it had several of them, it wasn't just the one. Too, so were they trying to add, like, a joke to that series? It's a really funny one, if that was purposely done. But anyway, yeah, I've been doing Good Friday at work, right? It just Tuesdays. I don't know why, but I guess to me Friday just seemed to come more consistently. Like what I never said was that I'm not bad with minor changes normally, but if I don't, when I'm at work, I let things build up, I guess. Like, I didn't think about it until recently, because I never really paid mind. But I let, if little changes in the schedule happen, I'm like, okay, whatever. I go along with the flow, I smile, I don't, as I said, I do have autistic traits, for sure. And those traits are real, right? I said I don't necessarily have an autism spectrum disorder as I know of. I might. I may not. But with one of my traits, I need things in a routine. But unlike those with severe autism that might lash out, right, whether just verbally or verbally and physically, I don't show those tendencies outwardly. I bottle them up. And what happens to me when they bottle up so much is that I go into a severe anxiety attack over something that bigger that might happen. Like that was a big thing. Like Monday night before, last Tuesday, the night before work, I was panicking so much, couldn't get to sleep, then couldn't go to work the next day because of my anxiety. My stomach too, but my anxiety and my lack of sleep because of it. So it is more, it's not as, how do I put it? It's not only not outwardly showing, but it's not, it's not instantaneously showing. So if something happens, like if they say for me, Haley, we are not doing a lesson today, we are going to be doing the Wii instead or something, well, whoa, wow, Wii is fun. Yes, it is. But that's still different than what I'm used to, right? I don't automatically go, no, we have to do the lesson, no, or I don't hit something, right? It seems outwardly I go with the flow, but as it goes, it slowly boggles up, right? And it is worse, at home. I am more objective at home, right, with those changes. But I feel poor Kathy goes through a lot of my stress and anxiety because even though I'm very articulate, somehow, I know how to, I logically know how to, but in a sense, I don't know how to just instantly say, I just can't handle this change, right? I'm learning to, and my worker is trying to, the main staff at my work is trying to help me get through that after I talk to her about that issue. Because not only do I don't want to let Kathy go through this so badly when I'm at home, but I want to be able to not have to worry about all these things that's going to happen at work and know how to helpfully say, okay, this is causing me a great deal of anxiety. And so in other words, I appear very well together, right? It's one of those things, how do I put it? Oh, okay, yeah, now I know how to put it, and all of you guys, especially your Disney fans, are going to laugh at me. It's kind of like Elsa, in a way, where she was encouraged just to conceal it and don't feel it, right? Don't show everyone your outward, no one told me to do this, That's the difference. No one told me to do this. Just self-consciously, or consciously, it was telling me, okay, there are a lot of these clients that need far more attention than me. This is a change, a small change. It's no big deal. I'm higher than this. And I'm not saying this to be full of myself or anything. I like to put myself in the same shoes as the others there, in a way. But consciously, I'm like, I'm better, than that, than throwing one of those fits. And it may not even be at the forefront of my head, but that's kind of just a good way to explain it. And I know that isn't healthy. I should realize that I'm there for a reason, right? If I didn't have any issue whatsoever, I'd be at a normal job, right? I have a disability. I'm there for a reason. I'm there. I'm a client too. I should, as even my worker said, you're here too, Haley. Jazz, but Haley's my name. You need something, you tell us, right? I shouldn't have to, just because I know better, for example, doesn't mean that I shouldn't still need, if I need help, shouldn't ask for it. It's kind of if some of you might understand what I mean, in a way, when you, as I said, because there's a whole bunch of functionalities of disabilities, and I suppose sometimes what I have a hard time with is that just because I'm higher up there, I should, the best way to put it is, for the longest time, how do I put it? Maybe for the longest time, my way of thinking, or my way of handling things, was partially because of my mother. She was wonderful, right? She loved me very much, and I put her through a lot too, but she wanted me to do the best I could do, to be the best I possibly could be. And maybe it took a long time to really put that into perspective, that I could do things, I can handle things. So, I have no idea, where it comes from. And yes, I know I'm being a bit personal, but I mean, I do, if things are too personal, I wouldn't say it on here. But if I want to share it, that's just the way it is. If it's because of me, my personal issues, I would never share anyone else's personal issues on here, unless they say, I want you to talk about it, directly, right? So that's just, for those who think, well, you're getting a little personal, I do know that. And those who don't like it, well, I ignore it, right? That they don't have to watch it, that's just their thing, in a way. But, although I still, I do owe my mother a great deal. Although, in October, it'll be 10 years since she's passed. And it's also, I'll be, in October, I'll be turning 28 as well. Literally, again, as I mentioned in a few other videos, it's the day after my birthday. So, the day after my 18th, any birthday after my 18th birthday was always bittersweet. Always bittersweet, because I knew, the next day. And it's funny, I think of her all the time, but at the same time, it's always kind of in the back of my mind a little teeny bit. What would have, if my mother was here now, what would have she done? Would have I been working where I'm working? Or would have I been in a more, what they would consider, normal job? I have no idea. I'm sure my mother, if she knew what was best for me, that she, wouldn't object to where I worked, but I probably would have been doing a lot more if she was here, because she always said I could do it, and always pushed me to do it, and that could be part of my problem, is that, and I do appreciate, it's funny how I put it, I always did hope or wished Mom had understood my anxiety more. But when you think about it, I did do a lot more when she was alive. So there were some positive things to it. But I find too, when I do things at my own pace, like not my own pace, but at my own wanting, then I enjoy it a lot more. Like, I'm not just doing it, right? I felt that when I did do things then, I was just doing it. There's only been a few times that I actually really enjoyed it. Like, I went to the fair every year up until I was 18 after she passed. And I at first always was so scared to go. But when I was there, I really enjoyed it every single time. Yet it always was the repeat struggle. And anytime we went to Prince Edward Island, I was always a little bit hesitant. But, well, the PEI trips actually weren't as bad, I don't think. I don't understand why, but they just weren't. Maybe because we were on a ferry with bathrooms, I don't know. But even back then, my IBS had some issues. But I didn't know it was IBS then. I just knew my stomach would get upset. That's all I knew. But, like, it wasn't as bad with the PEI trips, but there were times like that I really did enjoy it. And that last trip before my mother died to, was it Truro? Or I think it was Truro. We went to a motel for my 18th birthday. I looked forward to that and really enjoyed that without really any anxiety whatsoever. Although it was more my weekend, right? But, like, that. But those two instances, because I really did struggle to get to the fairs. So those 2 instances, like any PEI trip, that one trip for my birthday, I really enjoyed. And I did go with Kathy camping a few times, and I may have had a bit of anxiety, but it wasn't as in front as every time I went to the fair. I don't know why, honestly. I don't know what the difference was between a camping trip and that. So I did go out a few times, and at times enjoyed it. But far and in between. Even school. I mean, I never really was worried to go to school because of bullying or anything like that. It's just I was in my own comfort zone at home. And honestly, I may have appeared zippity-doo-dah to a lot of my teachers. Like, one teacher said, "Oh, Jazz," when I say this, I'll just use Haley in this situation. "Oh, Haley just seems so happy to go to school all the time, such a bright face. She walks in all happy and ready." Really? Because in my head, I was like, oh, here we go again, can I go home yet? Okay, maybe that's a little bit of exaggerating. A little bit. I mean, I don't remember. I was back then. But in my head now, that's probably how I felt, right? Like, I just didn't want to fully be there. What guidance counselor I had for all those years of high school was probably the one saving grace. Because the guy was so understanding. I still actually talk to the guy to this day. Over email, of course, but we knew each other 12 years. But he was the one. I mean, all the teachers were great with me. Don't get me wrong. I do appreciate all of them, right? But if I felt really stressed, I'd talk to him, and it did seem to help. I mean, and trust me, when it comes to socializing, he tried to. Like, he would suggest to me, well, Haley, how about you go and you hang out, find a group of, kids, like, near your age, and hang out with them. Try to make some friends. I trusted it. I think I did. I tried that once. Didn't quite work out, as I think I've told you before. But he tried. Like even to this day, he will suggest, so are you socializing with friends and nurturing healthy relationships kind of. I mean, I certainly think I am doing better than I have. The only difference is that some of these friends are either quite a bit younger or quite a bit older. But I guess I am. I think he has kind of given up on the point of me being with individuals my own age. You know, in mindset, I think he's come to that realization, okay, maybe just going out socializing with those of a normal age that I don't know, I'm just meeting, may not work so well, and that just having healthy relationships at all. To a fair degree. I don't think he'd want me to go and socialize with a 2-year-old, but, like, somewhat as long as they're, like, I'm with them all the time, and I'm, like, socializing with them, and that they're able to socialize back, is what I mean. Well, for the most part, that's the case. Like, there's quite a few individuals in my workplace that are nonverbal. But as I said, like, it's not always, like, it's funny. I don't always see, I mean, I know they have a disability, right? But I see them for who they are, right? I don't see them for their disability in mind. I'm not going to say anything because that would get into personal territory. But I just see them for their personality, right? Like, one, I'm not going to go into anything. One is very cheerful, right? And has the best laugh. And that's what I remember the person for. I don't remember them for their disability or whether they can talk or not, whatever. I just see them as they are. Like, I'm that type of person that, like, I know if someone has a disability, I'm not gonna go and ignore the disability, but like, I'm sensitive to it, but I don't think, oh, this person has a disability, treat them, no. I would treat those people how I would want myself to be treated. That's with respect. And I consider some of those clients my friends. And some of you might say, oh, you're friends with someone who's mentally... Yes. Yes, I am. Like, and I have, like, no issue with that whatsoever. So, I mean, okay, I know that a lot of you guys here are decent people that are on my channel, especially those I communicate with very frequently. So I wouldn't have to worry about that. But there's just some people out there that really judge based on things like that. And honestly, for you guys, I don't care. Right? What matters is that I'm happy, and that those other people who I consider my friends are happy. And just another warning to you, in those few individuals, if you make any threats about that, my family or my friends, I'm not going to put up with it. I'm just saying that. That's a big reason too. I do not mention any very significant details, just for those safety reasons. But besides the point, I'm trying to think though, what else? Oh yeah, I did forget to mention that I have lost the Nintendo Switch. It was, all I can say is that it was a leased one. I didn't know that until, about a month ago. Like, less than a month ago. So, it couldn't be paid off, but we are going to eventually get a new one. It was really pricey, the lease. Worse, we'll just say I probably could have gotten 2 Nintendo Switches with the lease that it was. So, I did decide, like, I gave it up. I could still, the only game I couldn't keep, well, the only 2 games I couldn't keep were the Legend of Zelda and The Walking Dead. Now, why The Walking Dead? I got it digitally, not knowing it was leased. So, but Kathy told me we are getting a new one. We're getting a new Switch. Maybe it may take a little bit, well, not like terribly long, she said before Christmas. Anyway, but And she'll also replace the Walking Dead one, because that's like 20 something, right? So I'm going to be getting the Walking Dead back as well, and this time, hopefully by the time I get the Switch, it'll have a physical copy, and I'm going to get a physical copy this time. Like I said, that is one reason. Like, I really do swear by digital games. They can be very decent, but that is one of the downsides I mentioned to them, is that if you lost the system, you lost the game, and normally that's not an issue. But because I technically didn't lose the Switch, as in physically lose it, but it was mine, but it wasn't, in a way. So it was very bittersweet, but I still do have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and the South Park game. Hopefully, I think the cartridge will keep the DLC, I swear if it doesn't, but I think it does anyway. So, yeah, I know this is a little personal, like talking more financially, but it was expensive. I didn't realize how expensive it was, and I was thankful to have these 6 months with it. I should have taken a better advantage of it, though. I swear, you know how when you have something, you may get hooked, do something else for a while, and not think about that thing? That was kind of me, but I didn't know it was leased, right? I didn't know it may not have been permanent. So if I had known that, I would have spent all my time, I would have been at work and doing things that are actually important, right? But I would have spent the time that I would have been doing other games, watching videos, and maybe have spent more time with that. But I beat the South Park game, the main story, one of the DLCs. So I feel partially okay with it. At first I was like heartbroken for the first little while that I thought that I knew I was going to have to, but things would get better, as what I thought. Eventually things will work into place and they'll get better. And I'm happy that I can keep the South Park game and the other one. And once I get the Switch permanently, and I know it's permanent, it'll be a lot sweeter. I'll have the Walking Dead game, I'll have Sword or Shield, and I may not have The Legend of Zelda, because really, unless we got an actual brand new system that came with the game, I won't be getting that back. But, it happens. Out of all the games I had, I wasn't playing that as much anyway. So out of all of them, I never thought I would say this, it wasn't as big of a deal. Someday maybe I'll get Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild back if I really do decide to play it and save towards it. But at this point, out of all the games that I could have lost, I am sad about The Walking Dead, but out of all of them, these maybe were the two best to lose. And as I said, the games that I bought physically are still mine. So that's the one saving grace of it, that I didn't have to return all the games. Right? So I don't know why, but of all my games, the South Park Fractured Butthole, is my prized possession of them. I do not know why, but I'm trying to think. It's funny. For their own merit, I like both the Fractured Butthole and the Stick of Truth kind of evenly. Honestly, overall, though, I'm trying to decide what is actually the better game. The thing is, the Fractured Butthole has DLC, right? It has extra stuff that the Stick of Truth didn't have. Like, for example, you could dress however you like, and it won't affect your combat. The artifacts will do that, and it makes you so much more yourself. You could add so much more of your personality, where you'd have to keep mind in the Stick of Truth of what would work better, like what weapons, what costumes. But at the same time, I really, really did like the Stick of Truth. Maybe I like it better because I got the PC version, though. because I could see all the achievements. Where in the Switch, you don't really have the achievements to really make it as sweet to do all these things. I'm not saying there aren't achievements for the Fractured Butthole, but they're for like the PC, I think PS4 and Xbox. Or Xbox One. But I just wanted to play it. I didn't care. And I wanted the Pokemon games too, so. But I mean, I suppose I could always look up the achievements on all 3 of the consoles and then say, oh, I've earned this. I mean, I suppose I could always do that. It's the easiest thing to do. I mean, I probably earned, as I watched the completionist's video on it, you could earn these achievements very easily without knowing. So I probably earned more than half of them. I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I made it through the whole game once. I played through half the game again. I got to the part where, I got to 813 might. Easily. I didn't complete the main game, but I did complete the main game the first time around. I half completed the main game, and then went till Dawn del Castle Bonita. Actually beat all that at my might. Started Bring on the Crunch. Got a little confused on those puzzles. Especially that one with the stupid milk, when it was really so straightforward. If I had known that, I could have had a little more time with the game on that part than I did. So I never completed Bring on the Crunch. Not even the main storyline of it, which is sad. I know, I'm not really spending much time with these characters, am I? But as I have a lot to catch up, a lot to talk about. But I believe that Patsy is pregnant again, and I'm going to read to Jazz, because I think she completed her xylophone in her blood. She knows how to walk and talk. She's been potty trained. So, and I'm only going to be reading one set of books to her, because I'm going to get her to be an artist. Like myself, I'm not the biggest artistic person, but I am sort of creative, so that's where I'm going, and her mother's already a writer. Why didn't I not make her a writer again? Oh well, I'm not very good as a writer either. So best go on to painting, even though the last painting I did, my aunt, or Kathy, said, it's good, but there's a lot of dark, lovely, it was for Mother's Day. At least it's still in the fridge, but for how long, I don't know. Okay, I know, something's on the fridge. But yeah, I know, like a big kid, I know. But I honestly, that's creepy. That is very creepy now that I look at it. Gosh. Yeah, I was just getting a drink. Oh my gosh. Cute picture though. But I plan to upload this hopefully tomorrow, maybe not. I'm playing this, the 16th. So hopefully our internet's coming back tomorrow. Again, I don't know for how long, but we might get it for a little bit anyway. So hopefully I can upload this. Let me see. Oh, this is... Yeah, I remember now. We did send some stuff to the... the pawn shop or whatever? I forget what they call it. Convenient? I don't know. A consignment. That's it. So we got some money. We're getting there. We're finally getting somewhere. I completely forgot about the whole, up until me playing it, I completely forgot about... Oh yes, it's my birthday! It's my birthday! Yay! I'm gonna become a child and get glasses and become a nerd! Oh, joy. But, what was I going to say? Until I started playing it, I completely forgot about the whole register as I think you could do a sculptor, a writer, a painter, I don't know what else. I don't think you could become an artist. Or not artist. I don't think you can become a chef. You can, but I don't think you could be a registered, a self-employed chef. Why does it say show 2 candles? I'm very confused. Yeah, I'm trying to get a good picture of her blowing. That's adorable, though. Actually, there we are. I actually watched a few videos of the Nostalgia Critic. I watched like 3 episodes of it. 3 old ones. No, 3 or 4. 4. I think it was 4. Yeah, I watched the Aliens 3, the newest review. I've watched Babes in Toyland, Baby Geniuses, and Baby Genius. Yeah, I watched 4 episodes of the Nostalgia Critic. And it was good. Like, I'm debating whether I'm going to start doing, like, mini reviews of his episodes. I don't know what you guys would think of that. Like, if you want me to go over some episodes of the Nostalgia Critic. I'm going to make myself artistic. I'm debating. Then I would need a Nostalgia Critic poster or whatever. And I honestly don't know what I want to do there. And I'm thinking of debating, like, just doing it in general, like reviews of reviewers that I really like the Cinema Snob or the Nostalgia Critic. And I've been recently watching a guy who is literally reacting to all of them. He's okay, but he's literally the whole episode. And some are like 30 or so minutes long. And I don't think I see any cuts in the video footage whatsoever. So I'm definitely doing it different than that. If something sticks out to me, I will add footage or whatever once in a while, but I might just talk. It'll be one of those things that I could use my background for, and show myself. Like, in that, just to have it, different. Oh, great, I need to change the chair. But don't I look cute? I'm starting to look like me a little bit. Okay, I know there's a huge difference, but I'm starting to look like me. Although it's going to be a little more challenging once I become an adult. Because I don't think you can come very short. I mean, I might as well just stick as a child for the rest of my life, because that's the proper size I am. Oh, I am so cruel to myself, aren't I? But I'm being honest, guys. I'm being honest. I'm very, very short. Like, I'm like 4'9". So, there's children taller than me now. I mean, there are people who are shorter, I know, but and I know for a woman, it's not the most devastating thing, but my gosh. Like really though, my gosh. I'm as short as it comes almost. Or as they say, vertically challenged. So that's going to be interesting. I wonder if I can still be shorter than I was always shorter than my mother and father. I must have just been the bad luck in the gene pool mix that way. Nope, we don't have homework at this point. Oh my gosh, we had our boy. I am going to name him Ryan. My new little brother. We have a little boy. Oh my gosh. We got little Ryan, and we're going to be aging him up because just in case we have the issue again. We're gonna have little baby Ryan Umbre. Yeah, he's so precious. Oh, he is so precious. His eyes are closed. Trying to get a good picture of that too. Jeez. Why the heck is that so difficult? But yeah, as I said, though, overall, it wasn't that bad. I did do some things that I wouldn't do if I had all that internet. So, there was a positive to it, and hopefully things will get back to sort of normal. Soon, so I could start focusing on other things. Let's age up little Ryan. Why isn't she putting them down? Why the heck isn't she putting them down? Same thing that happened to Jazz. Oh my god. Oh my god, is that creepy? Gosh. Oh god. God. Yeah, that is terrifying. That is horrifying. He's cute though. Let's give him a makeover. Here we are. We have little Ryan Umbre. Isn't he adorable? Looks almost like his father. He's adorable. Well, guys, I think I'm going to be ending this Let's Talk now. So if you enjoyed this Let's Talk, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel and you like what you see, please subscribe. It'll help this channel a lot. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you'll know when new videos are coming out. And I will see you guys in my next video.